Hi, I'm Danette Kohrs. I am the founder and managing partner of Trinity Strategic Growth Solutions and the co-developer of a program called Build It to Grow. I'm also a growthologist, which basically means I am passionate about and I love studying the science of business growth. So be sure to stick around to the end of this video because I'm going to share with you some of the free business growth tools that we make available and tell you how you can take advantage of those. A lot of entrepreneurs really get stuck in the day-to-day of running their business, doing operations, that sort of thing. But there are some things that really cause growth to be choked in a business. And that's kind of what I want to talk to you guys about today. I'm going to call these growth chokers that really every entrepreneur should be aware of because these things really trip things up. The very first one is what is called diffused focus. And that's basically kind of running all over the place and focusing on everything and not being very strategic. So we talk a lot about how important strategy is in designing your business as well as having systems and processes around that strategy. Another one is poor customer service. A third one is on undefined systems. So I already tapped on this one for just a brief minute, but undefined systems is kind of just doing it on the fly every single time you do something, not defining protocols and processes around how it should be done. And that actually helps a lot with delegation and that actually leads back into better customer service because your team knows exactly how you want things done every single time. A fourth one then is a lack of true differentiation. Right? And then another one then is your sales message, and so that it is ineffective. So without giving any thought to all of these different things within your business, a business can really kind of stall out. The next one that I really want you guys to think about is leadership limitations. And this is a big one. And this kind of ends up being probably the biggest limitation within a business is the leader. So one of the things when we talk about the different functions within a business, which is another video that we're gonna do here very, very soon, there are 8 different business functions that drive growth within your business. And 4 of them really manage and sustain that growth, and 4 of them increase revenues and increase profits. And understanding which 4 fall into each category and understanding how to manage those are important. But the center of all of that is this leadership and this vision for your business. And so many entrepreneurs don't ever put that hat on. They wear lots of different hats, but they don't ever put that one on. And that one is huge to really driving growth within your business. So this leadership limitation is the one that I kind of want to drill in and talk about a little bit more. So I'm going to erase this real quick and kind of outline for you all of those things that limit leadership, all right? Because those are important to know. So let me kind of draw that circle back again and fill this in as leadership limitation. All right, so the first one to really think about is poor time management. All right, how are you using your time? And we have a whole video that we're getting ready to put together on just this alone and looking at the Covey quadrant, the 7 habits of highly effective people. Stephen Covey has a quadrant in there and we really go in and dig into that, and that's helps you kind of get a focus on what to spend time on when, because as entrepreneurs we have so much to do and so many hats to wear. Which things should take a priority and what do we spend our time on and which things do we kind of kick to the back burner. So that'll really help hone in on a strategy around that. Another one on this leadership limitation is poor communication. So not saying things clearly, not saying things well, not saying things understandably is what that falls into. Another one then is unclear strategies or plans. And again, we come up with strategy, which I mentioned before. Strategy is so important because we talk a lot about developing systems and processes around the things that you do, but you can systematize poor strategy. So strategy really is the very first thing that you want to focus on and make sure that it's solid and that it's focused. All right, so another one that really limits leadership effectiveness is having this thing called a one-man band syndrome. So what does that mean? Well, lots of entrepreneurs in the early stage can definitely relate to this. This is basically wearing all the hats yourself and feeling like, you're playing the drum and the flute and the guitar and the banjo and the harmonica and doing it all, right? And nothing gets done unless you're the one that does it. So that as long as you're trapped in this, the business can't scale and it can't grow. So this is a super important one to understand, build strategy around as to how to make sure that that's not limiting the business and its growth. Then another one to take in, which is a big one, is limited knowledge, because we only know as much as we know, as much as our experience has given us, right? So that saying that you don't know what you don't know is huge in entrepreneurship, because those 8 functions that I was talking about earlier, one of those is fulfillment. Most business owners start their business because they're experts at what their businesses do or sell. But there are 7 other business functions that they don't have a lot of experience in, so they start their business all around that. But if they don't know those other 7 things, their business cannot scale, it can't grow, it can't thrive. Another one then is low accountability. This one is huge for entrepreneurs, because this is knowing what you need to do, doing it, and making sure that it gets done. And so many times entrepreneurs, no one knows what they're supposed to do. No one is telling them what to do. You tell yourself what to do, but then you don't always get around to doing it, or other fires take over and you procrastinate on the stuff. Again, coming back to that Covey quadrant that we talked about in another video, those things that are important but non-urgent don't get done. So you spend time on fires, right? And then no one's calling you out. Even if you have a team, very unlikely that they're gonna call you out and tell you, hey, you were supposed to get that done, why didn't you get it done? And there certainly won't be any consequences to it. So this is something that's very important to know and keep in mind. And then the last one is limiting beliefs. And this one is huge also, because this is mindset. This is the way you think. This is the belief system. And if you feel like you can't accomplish it, or you've got those negative doubts going through your head, they will trip you up, they will limit you, they will affect your accountability, you can overcome that by increasing your knowledge in certain areas, right? If you think you're the only one that can do it right, you're gonna get stuck here. If you think that what you're doing is working just fine and you don't need to improve, because we know everybody needs to improve and everything. There's never a done, really, but that can keep you from developing better strategies. Communicating, I said it once, I don't need to say it better. So you can see how all of these kind of tie back in. Time management too would be like, well, I don't want to do that, I don't need to get around it, I don't need to work more effectively or efficiently, I'm working hard, so that's all that counts. And really working hard, kind of coming back to this, isn't the key to business growth. It's working smart, which comes back to strategy, right? Which comes back to limiting beliefs. So this is a lot of where like Tony Robbins gets into play, is then these limiting beliefs, overcoming those, because then you can really just scale and take off. So this is basically the leadership limitations and what makes that up. So we focus a lot on this first of all those other growth chokers that we talked about before, because once you get past these barriers here, the other ones are a lot easier to build strategy around and to overcome, because so much of the leadership is within you. Growth in a business is bottlenecked by the leader, and this is the reason why. I am going to do a video on drilling into each one of these things and talking about them in more detail. So if you haven't already, I would highly recommend subscribing to the channel. Go ahead and click the notification bell that's right there next to the subscribe button, because that will give you an alert when these videos come out. These or any of the other ones. Go ahead and subscribe, it helps the channel, and you'll get alerts. You'll be the first one to know when we have some videos. So thanks. Hey, thanks for watching the video. If you'd like to get more information, go ahead and text GROW, or the word grow, to the number right here, and we will send you our Grow Like a Pro report. Hey, don't forget to subscribe. Click the bell right here so that you can get more tips and tricks and insider secrets on how to grow your company consistently, predictably, and profitably. Thanks.